What's up, fuckers? Happy New Year. Welcome to the studio. I am Nicholas Roswell Fowler, Esquire the Third, and I'm excited to listen to some music with you. If you're new here and you want to be a part of these streams and have your tracks listened to and maybe get some advice from me and other people, go ahead and hop over to my Discord server. The links are everywhere. It is 2023, and there is no excuse for you not to be able to find links in this day and age. But if you are incapable of doing so, my Discord server is discord.gg/Fowler Music, FWLR Music. Okay. Anyway, let's go to FL Studio, the breakfast of champions around the world. First up, the first song we're going to listen to this year, Rage Stone. And the track is called Hey Fowler, this is one of my first demos ever last night. My friend told me that this sounds funny and I should. Okay. And I should what? Let's find out. Okay, these drums make me feel like I'm getting punched in the ass by a robot. Alright, now I feel like the same robot that just punched me in the ass is having digestion issues. Sorry. Also, thank you, Alstrom C, for following me on Twitch. Let me just go ahead and close my mail. Okay, so I know this is your first demos ever. There's definitely some issues, but like, there's some cool shit in here. This is the sort of thing like I would find that I made years and years ago, and then there would be one thing about it that I really like, and I would take that thing and almost like remix it and use my new skills and all of that stuff to embrace some cool element. So maybe like in this drop, the melody is kind of garbage to be honest, but in the drop, there's some interesting stuff happening. That boom, like that's pretty cool. It's funky. So maybe it's worth revisiting with like your new skills that you have acquired since then. Yeah, it kind of sounds like Mario Kart on acid during this part, but the drop's sick. Oh my god, now we're drum and bassin'. Yeah, dude, like my suggestion would be to maybe pull some cool things out of this track and try to reimagine it with your current skill set. there's definitely some fun shit happening, but I would delete. You know what I would do? I would take the melody that's in here and I would print it off onto a piece of paper like a musical staff, like figure out how to read music, maybe go to school for 3 or 4 years or whatever, learn how to write sheet music, and then write that melody on a physical piece of paper so that you can actually light it on fire. And that's my suggestion. Besides that, cool track. Alright, moving on. We got Record Me or Record Me. I never know how to say that. All I Want Is You, Shooting Stars release. So this is cool, but the mix and master is very quiet, and those vocals, they're almost like whispered. They're almost like the volume of a rumor. You know what I mean? They're not really in the mix. They're just like, I heard that this song has vocals. And they're so soaked in reverb. They seriously have about as much presence in this track as like, I don't know, as like a kid with no parents. That was really mean and horrible. It's not that bad. Why did I just make that joke? Anyway, yeah, vocals, I would dry them out a little bit, bring them up in the mix because they're vocals. Let me hear them. Let me hear them sing. Let me hear what they're saying. And then, I mean, I'm not saying this is all you have to do to master it, but like if I grab this and just slam the threshold down, it almost sounds like it's just not mastered at all. I do kind of like how you get that the finger snap and then the clap and it's alternating. It's pretty cool. It's good. I like it. But that first snap is like, don't worry guys, you can cancel me later. It goes on YouTube every week. This gets uploaded to YouTube. You can go and grab the things that I shouldn't say and portray me as an asshole. Is fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, this track is cool. I like the drop. I think it just needs to be slammed a little bit harder. The problem is now that I'm slamming it, that snap, like the first clap, not the second clap, it's too transient-y. Rayhem, I am the nicest asshole though. You gotta admit, I may be an asshole, but I'm a nice Canadian asshole. Yeah, man, this is very cool. The drop is sick. Make it louder. Bring those vocals up. Dry them out a bit. Give them some more presence. And the breakdowns are just so gentle. Oh, wow. Are you Rayhem? Yeah, dude, make it louder. Like, just from doing a quick and dirty master here, it already sounds way better to me. The kick might be a little loud too. Anyway, dope track. I think I've given you my thoughts. I hope that they're useful. Let me reset all of these so that I don't ruin the next song like I usually do. Okay, next up we got Sanality, and Adexia, I'm assuming. Act I Black Laurel. Man, sometimes reading is hard. Here we go. This is the chattest intro. I love that. That was a pretty cool track. Pretty cool. Okay, what are my we're starting over. What are my thoughts? I think that this being a Giga Chad, this is definitely Giga Chad material right here. I think the arrangement might make sense if it was like a trailer for a big James Cameron movie or something. I'm not sure how the arrangement works. I don't know what to make of this track. It's kind of its own thing. Like the arrangement, it led me to believe that it was leading towards like a dubstep drop or something. And it kind of got there. But it took so long to get there. But I don't know if that's a problem. So I don't really know if I have advice besides maybe get there a little sooner, but I mean, like, what's the point of the song? It's if there was like an asteroid flying towards Earth and it was up to like three, I don't know, middle-aged dudes and a red-haired woman to save the day, and it was the year 2029 or something, and there was a 4 or 5 minute trailer for that movie, I think this would be the perfect soundtrack, but I would need something happening on screen to kind of capture my attention. It feels kind of incomplete because it's so long and it's building so slowly. So yeah, that's kind of those are my thoughts. I think it's sick. I wanted to kick down a door and like save a hostage or something, but I don't know if people will stick around for this if it was just going to be like a song. So I don't know, maybe I'm not suggesting you rush it, but the pacing just felt a little slow considering you had this massive chunk of a song at the end and it was like the climax, right? But it took so long to get there. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. The master felt a little squashed at times. But maybe that's part of the charm. I think it's a little squashed. Maybe just a little bit too squashed. Oh my God, that gives me an idea. I should do a special stream where I get like an artist that can draw really quickly. And while the song's playing, I can be like explaining to them the situation or like the scene. And then they could be like speed drawing it for each song. That would be cool. Anyway, those are my thoughts. It's fucking sick. It's a very cool cinematic piece. I believe that you should maybe adjust the pacing to get to the good stuff a little bit quicker. Not suggesting that the stuff's bad. I also really loved the major modulation. It was very 9 Inch Nails-y kind of. Woo! I really like that. It also check out the soundtrack to K-Pax, K-PAX, and you will get some vibes from that too. All right, cool. Thank you so much. I am chatted up. I feel like I'm such a Chad. I'm going to go to the bar and be a Chad. Let's chat it up, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we got Sound Screen, Horns of Doom, but the drop is different. Lamau. I don't really know. Shrug emoji dot pinge. Okay, seriously, I'm gonna be so fucking chatted after this. Why did we have to play these 2 tracks in a row? I'm like gonna go punch a hole in the wall or something. Okay, so yes, again, I have similar feels to this. This one seems to move along a little bit quicker, but when it gets to this section, I feel like the clap is very underwhelming. It's like we're going to war with a spoon. You know what I mean? Like everybody else has big fucking broadswords, and now for some reason we're like medieval times. Everybody else has broadswords and axes and maces, and you show up with a fucking spoon. That's what that clap sounds like. Because it goes hard. Musically, it goes hard. But yeah, it needs more like maybe war drummy kind of hits or something like that. Like where could I find war drums without opening up? I guess I could open up. Anyway, whatever. I think the beat and the sound of the track is very intense, but the clap or the snare or whatever is very underwhelming. Let's keep going. It's almost like all transient, you know what I mean? Like I'm hearing like the, but I'm not hearing the, like the oomph of it. It doesn't feel like it's made a difference in the world, that clap. Musically, this thing is awesome. Like all the stuff that's happening is really, really good, really strong. But yeah, that clap is just, it's ruining it for me. That's such a producer thing to say too. I always love a good bomb, and that was a good bomb. Yeah, so I guess to sum it up, I'm going to listen to this last part too, but to sum it up so far, musically very strong, but the production on like the big bombastic parts are not bombastic enough. They're kind of implying the bombasticism, but the actual bombasticism isn't there. And I think it's mostly because of that clap not being there. Also, Rayham raises a good point. I did notice that steep drop off at probably like 15K here. Why is there a steep drop off at 15K during this part, and then all of a sudden we get this information back? Wait, is the clap also kind of panned to the left? Yeah, okay. So that's it. The bombasticness needs to be more bombastic. Yeah, those tweedly parts need a little more weight or emphasis. I agree with that. That's, I guess, the same probably thing that I was just saying. Also, yeah, what's happening on the spectrum is confusing to me. Because I would think if it was an MP3, like, why are we still getting this little bit of this little like floppy disk size thing up here. Anyway, whatever that is, it's dope. It's very epic. It's, yeah, I'm even more chatted up now. I feel like my biceps just grew by like 3 centimeters, so that's wicked. I could definitely use that. Thanks for sending. Make the clap bigger, better, bigger, better, bigger and better. All right, Swiss cheese. Here we go. Title. Okay. I thought the title was going to be like Gray Mouse or something. Okay, so far, yes, I agree with Raham. Piano sounds cheap, and I also agree with Jacob. The chords are good. I like what you're doing with the chords. I think you need to somehow, and there is free piano plugins that likely sound better than this. But it's not just that. I mean, like, this right here, where like there's no velocity. If you're trying to make it sound like a real piano being played by a real person, you gotta modulate the velocity a little bit, you know, like it's cool. I like what it did, but it sounds very inhuman. It sounds very like Killer Robot playing a piano right before he rips your limbs off. And then, yeah, musically, it's solid. I think Ram had a good point as well that the kick is kind of like all I'm hearing is like the And it also kind of has the effect that the kick sounds a little bit late because it's, I don't know how to explain it, but when you have that kick where the pitch drops down, it's almost, we're not hearing it at the start. We're hearing it halfway through the kick sample or something. So it might just be a matter of like switching up the kick drum sample. Then what stuck out to me was the rides. I'm not angry at you for using those rides, but I don't think that they are mixed well. I'm actually maybe a little bit angry with you for using those rides. I like what they're doing. I like, you know, like, yeah, okay. In theory, on paper, good idea. But in the track right here, they might just be like loud. They might just be too loud. Maybe they're just too loud. And they just kind of like all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, now a drum machine. Now there's a drum machine. Cool. You know, like they don't jive with they don't like fit in the mix as they should. So maybe just like turn the ride down a little. Now I'm picturing an angel on methamphetamines playing the harp. Nice ending. Very smooth. Yeah, I agree with whoever said the thing that I agree with. Hard-coded. There's a lot happening, and it kind of steps on each other's toes a bit. You know, you've got like this really cool chord dun 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 the piano thing, but it's taking up a lot of real estate. Then you have this fucking angel on meth just hammering on the harpsichord. It's not a harpsichord, it's a harp. Anyway, it's just there's just a lot of information being tossed at us. Then you have this big kind of wompy kick and a lot of bass. I think going and fine-tuning things a little bit and maybe choosing whether to hold off on the harp, maybe don't play the harp at the same time as the piano, maybe it's a mixed thing. It's just a lot of information kind of piled on top of each other. But I think the easy advice would be to find a better sounding piano. Find a better sounding kick, turn the rides down. Those are the easy advice. Those are the pieces of easy advice. That is the easy advice, English. Besides that, like your chord structure and the melodic parts and the arrangement, those are the strengths, but the mix is kind of the issue, I think, for the most part, once it gets into the beat. Yeah, Net Felix, you're not up yet. Okay, so cool. I like the track. How do I get a better piano? Google it. I'm sure there are free pianos that sound better than this. The Labs piano, it might not be the right piano because it's kind of really chill and this is not like chill. Even if you have to save up and spend $50, you know, like I'm sure you can get a good convincing sounding piano for $50 on the internet. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to find you a piano, but I will suggest that you find yourself one. All right, moving on. We got Doxy Dandelion. Doxy Dandelion. All right. All right, that was cool. I like the sound of children small baby robots playing in the field. That whatever this sound is. I do I didn't think that it got old per se. I know that Raham thought that it got old, but you could maybe clip it and shift it. You could maybe take that sound and like record it, and then like maybe half of the time do it an octave down. Just shift the thing down, and then you have two different versions to go back and forth between, and you don't have to necessarily rely on the same sound. Audio combat sample. I don't know what that means. It's fun. The first thing that stuck out to me was it sounds like you've got some clipping in the master at the start here. Like at first I thought it was, but then there's kind of like a fizz in that like Reese bass sound, but I'm pretty sure that right here you're hitting the master limiter in a bad way. And then my next thought was when we get the wee sound, it pokes. It's pokey. Audio comment is a Twitch event, kind of like a beat battle. Retro color 20 moment. RC 20. It's really fun. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I love the beat. Like, I like a lot of stuff about this. I do think that vocals would set this off, even if it's like some like tuned up, you know, like 2-line vocal thing that's just being used like as an instrument as opposed to maybe like a full-on song written around it. But I think that would be cool. I think, yeah, the biggest thing I think is to watch the clipping in the master, and when you're playing with the harp or whatever this is, it's kind of real, it hits certain frequencies a little too hard, you know? I know that your sub has noise on it, but that's not what I'm talking about. There is that sound. That's what kind of confused me at the start, but you can tell right here. You can hear the bass and like whatever other thing, it's hitting the, I can almost guarantee it's hitting the limiter too hard and causing it to clip. Yeah, I would try to get some vocals, and then honestly it's a fucking dope track. Cool. All right, that's all I got for this one. It's fun, and it made me want to run in a field or something. All right, moving on. We got Duke Gray, Manga Slayers, in between instrumental LF vocalist. Okay. Okay, this is sick. I don't like the sound that happens here. Not there. Like the white noise cheering sound. It's very it's too much. It might be all right if it wasn't as loud, like maybe if it was dialed down a bit or something, but it just kind of like it stuck out to me like, wow, that is loud. And then I agree with Rayhem. Delete this sample. 1, 2, 3. Just like delete it off your computer, not just from the song. It adds like a cheapness to it, you know what I mean? Everything else is cool and unique, but that 1, 2, 3 just makes me be like, okay, like the DJ's doing this thing with his hand and he's probably gonna like touch a knob or something afterwards. So it kind of kicks me out. A metal scream if I find a vocalist. Yeah, that might be different. Maybe. I don't know. Like counting to 3, it makes me feel like I'm listening to a track, you know, and not like a song, if that makes sense. Like just 1, 2, 3, unless like the vocals leading up to it were like, I'm going to kill you if I get to 4, you know, like all of a sudden now 1, 2, 3 is more than just like counting up to get people ready for the drop. But yeah, I definitely think your next step is to find a vocalist. You asked me if I have any recommendations, and I don't. Sorry, that I can think of right now. It's a super cool track though. Like I like how the chord progression is, it's almost like in the non-heavy parts, it's almost like floating up in a different area and then it finds its way down when the guitars come in. It kind of, the two parts felt harmonically very different in terms of like what chords and stuff are happening, but it was cool. Like it was a welcome change. It was almost like the contrast is nice. This part, okay, one thing that I noticed about this part with the build up is the hi-hat. I don't know. The hi-hat sounds like, it sounds like a single hi-hat sample just being triggered over and over and over again, but the rest of the beat kind of sounds like an actual drum beat. I don't know. I don't feel strongly about it, but it was something I was like, oh, that kind of sticks out to me. Like I can almost picture the hi-hat samples in a timeline, you know? Yeah, that white noise is aggressive. Besides that, my Chad levels are back up, you know? The past 2 tracks, Swiss Cheese and Doxy, they humbled me out a little, you know? They let me get more in touch with reality, but now I'm ready to chug a beer and fight someone, you know? Super cool track. I wish you the best of luck finding a vocalist, because this could be super, super powerful if you got the right vocalist on it. And get rid of the 1, 2, 3, 4 or the 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. I like it. All right, next up we got Feihu, Jorge of the Jungle, Reckless Kings 2. Oh, the sequel. Why? Why are we so chatted up today, boys and girls? What was that? Okay, so far this is interesting. One thing I'm noticing is this one specific frequency. I noticed it right here. It's really like jiggling my teeth, you know? It's a little too resonant in that one frequency. I love the aim and break in there. I'm not sure if it's maybe like your bass and your guitar adding up, but there's just that one, it starts to like get inside my ear and it wants to like get out the other ear or something. There's just something that bothers me about that one frequency kind of just resonating away the whole time. Okay, so you're playing A sharp. I think that's the problem. The key you're in is going to be challenging because that is not really that deep, but the track kind of feels like it wants to like be deeper, but you're kind of high up on the keys. And if you wanted to play a lower A sharp, it's kind of too low, right? Like C, you might be better off shifting it up to C so that you can now play the low C and it's kind of audible, right? Or even like a C sharp, something D maybe. I think the key of this song is going to make it hard for you to achieve that thick bottom end because you're in that kind of awkward range anywhere from say G to C. G to C is kind of that's a hard range of keys to write bass music in because you have to make that hard decision like, do I want to be inaudibly low frequency or do I want to not have the deepness of a low bass because I have to play up here, you know? And some tracks that's okay, but with this track, I don't know, I feel like you maybe should try, and I know that maybe it's a lot of work to shift around some of these keys and notes and stuff because it sounds like there's guitars and stuff, but you might be better off. I mean, just as a little test, let's take this and just like push it down 6 semitones. This is gonna sound like garbage, but even down 4, like to me, that sounds better. Yeah, man, in my opinion, you got to change the key, make that shit lower, and also maybe get away from the root note every once in a while because that was initially the thing that bothered me was just I'm just like hearing this like one note going the whole time, right? So yeah, let's compare. Okay, now let's listen. Yeah, so it almost like, even though it was super fucked up with the, like, look at the spectrum. It's all kinds of broken. Look at that aliasing. Anyway, even though it's all broken, this sounds like the right key. And this sounds like it's sped up. Net Felix, don't ever say that again. That gives me stress and anxiety. besides that, like, you got lots of cool shit happening, lots of cool sound design. But that to me, that's the biggest problem, is just the key it's in. My God. Sometimes it's fun just to like render out a track and just fuck with it like this, and sometimes you get like different vibes and different ideas. Oh my God, why is this so cool? Okay, now let's go back to the original key. I rest my case. Anyway, I hope that this gives you some cool ideas. You're sitting on some really cool stuff. I just think it needs to be completely changed in every way possible. All right, moving on. We've got hard-coded Doomsday 2023. All right, this is fucking okay. Let me collect my thoughts. I love what this is doing, but the high end, like, we're missing a lot from the that synth. It's very, very muted, very damped at the top end. But I'm having a hard time understanding it, because it sounds like the whole thing is shelved. Like the high end has been shelved off of it. But then you look over here and it's not that extreme. If you look at the spectrum. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening. I just think that that the synth line is dope, but there's just like, it doesn't have top end or something. It's very like muddy or like dark or something. Let me try something real quick. I'll try to speed run this for your sake. What tempo are we talking here? Not the correct instrument yet. Yeah, I think it's almost, is it 140? 145? 220. That's a little quick. All right. What? No. I feel like I have to solve a fucking polynomial equation to understand this. How did you make this at this tempo? It's going with like the 3/4 time, but like... So like I feel like I need to do math on 220. Like I have to divide it by 3/4 or something. Like what would that equal? Let's try it. 220 times 3 divided by 4, 165. I swear to fucking God if this works. Okay, it didn't work. Oh, I just want to try something. Okay, I'll just hold on. It's 146 maybe? $147? Okay, you fuck. You made it some weird fraction. 146.5? Oh God. Awesome. All right, 146.5. Let's go. Yeah, I feel like if you need like a degree in mathematics, then I'm impressed. Now, what was I even going to try to do? I lost my train of thought because I was doing math there. Let's go like this. This is just, I'm just going to try to speed run this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I just want to see what happens. Let's go insert serum. Oh, that's too low. Okay, so you're A sharp. All right, let's piano roll. But it sounds like it's not exactly A sharp. What is going on with this track? I feel like I have a virus on my computer now after listening to this. Anyway. Let's try this. Why? Why did you make it not a normal key or tempo? It's like you rendered this out and then like tuned it down just a little bit. All right, whatever. I just want to see what it sounds like if I go like this and I do a little side chaining and we add in like almost like an slightly acidic like a pH of maybe 5. I think acid goes low, right? I don't remember. Let's do this. And then let's make a sound. Let's see what it's up. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to figure this out. I feel like the bass just doesn't have enough grit to it. It's too like soft. And I don't know what, I'm interested to know what the goal of doing a weird, somebody needs to stop Nick. I know, I stopped myself, I'm aware. I don't know, what is the goal of making it 146.5 and a little bit flat? I'm not saying don't do that. I just don't understand why. But yeah, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Like, I love what it's doing. It really does channel that keygen music that we all hold so dear to our heart. It's sick, but it's not like gritty enough or something. There's not enough dirt on it. Like some Charlotte Lara Croft up PS1. Damn, man. Those are some low poly titties, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love what you're doing musically and what the track is doing, but like experiment, get a little dirty with the sound, do some distortion, maybe a little bit more like chiptune, or really dial in on the sound design. Spend a day just learning how to make a cool sounding bass, whether that's pouring through a bunch of shitty tutorials on the internet and finding some small bits of value in each one and then piecing together some idea in your head based on what kind of things you've experienced on the internet. That's usually what I haven't really watched a tutorial in a while, but usually what I would do is I would watch a bunch of tutorials and they would all be horrible. They would be just, I don't know, they would be bad information, but they would get me thinking and they would put my brain on a trajectory that it wouldn't have otherwise gone on if I hadn't have watched that tutorial. So typically what I do is I always try, no matter how bad the video or tutorial or whatever is, I try to get some sort of value out of it. So maybe just set aside a day and be like, how can I add grit to my basses? That would be my recommendation. I really love the keygen vibes. Also kind of early Savant-ish, if I do say so myself. It's sick. I think your brain, your mind musically is in the right spot, and now you need to take some time and really focus on some sound design skills. Take a week, do nothing but sound design experiments. Just fuck around, play with stuff, watch a bunch of tutorials, download some new interesting free plugins off of KVR Audio. Just like set aside a chunk of time and improve that element, because I think sound design is where you need to improve on the most. But yeah, keep going, man, because this is a dope track. I think it just needs more excitement in the top end. And that's my advice. All right, we got Oreonic, also known as Monster spelt with a 3, which is, I recently shipped him his Grand Prix trophy from the Fowler Grand Prix. And on the packaging, the guy asked me what his name was, and I said, Monster with a 3 instead of an E. And the guy looked at me, and I looked at him, and then he wrote it on the package. Let's have a listen.
I see you and I dare to love you every day. We stay. You promised not to change, but that is what you did. Is okay. What I ask is love that you think of me first. That we create our world and we stay together. Tug, tug, make you open the door, 'cause I'm waiting for us. Yeah. You make me feel something every time I see you, baby. Come a little closer. Oh, I can't believe you. You make me feel something every time I see you, baby. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. You make me feel something every time I see you, baby. Come a little closer. Oh, I can't believe you. You make me feel something every time I see you, baby. Come a little closer. Come a little closer.
All right. So that was definitely very chill and very cool. The vocals, I think, are the least best thing about this. Everything is great, but the vocals, I seriously could not understand a single word. And they were very, I feel like I was in a fever dream and somebody was whispering aggressively in my ears or something. Like the track is super chill and I get it and I understand like having the whispery vocals and stuff. But to me, if I can't understand what they're saying, then then what are they there for, you know? Also, we had to wait
I see you.
a minute and 40 seconds to get the actual words to the song. So if these vocals are out of a pack or whatever, I would just can them and maybe replace them with a melodic element that's nice and vibey and chill and fits in with everything, right? Like does it even need vocals beyond just kind of like that atmospheric vocal thing? It's kind of in this awkward middle ground between the vocals are a background element and the vocals are like lead vocals trying to deliver a message. They're too loud to be a background element, and they're too convoluted by the rest of the track to be the main vocals. So if they're not from a pack and you wrote this with somebody, or like this is an actual singer that you're collaborating on, then I would say adjust the mix, pull things way back, de-ess the vocals, turn them up, compress them a little bit more, turn the delay down, because the delay is almost as loud as the main vocals. This is something that I find a lot, that throws me off when I listen to it, is when the delay is almost as loud or almost as loud as the main vocals, it steps on the main vocals and it kind of convolutes it. Like, you want those main vocals to be up front and yeah, sure, have delay and reverb and stuff, but they should maybe be low passed and pushed to the back, and they're just kind of there as unless you're doing some like stylistic delay thing. But to me, the vocals, besides the vocal problem, the only other thing I would have to say about it is that little percussive thing. That do-kick, do-kick. That thing, it's just a little pokey in that like 3,000 hertz. It's very like, it like cuts through the mix almost just a little too much. I could imagine if you like play this really loud, those little ticks would be like you know, like neutrinos flying through my body. That's really a weird, obscure reference.
I see you and I dare to love you every day.
Every day. I understood the word every day. But yeah, if like I said, if you want to keep these vocals in there, I would go, first of all, I would have this section, you know, like, whoopsies, using the mouse and things. I'd have it like, you know, maybe this is real rough, but like maybe have it here. Like if you want the vocals to be main vocals, treat them like main vocals. Pull the instrumentation way back. Let the main vocals do their thing, you know? All the stuff, all those pads and the beautiful atmospheric stuff, they're kind of stepping on the vocals' toes because they exist in the same frequency range and they're quite loud and there's lots of them and they're very lush and everything. Pull those back, maybe low pass them right down, you know, and open that low pass up as you're getting closer to like the drop sections and stuff. But that's my main concern, man. I think it sounds dope. It's very, very cool and chill once it gets going. I could definitely like study to these if I studied. Yeah. All right. Those are my thoughts. Thanks for sending. Keep going and feel free to send it again if you make some adjustments. All right. Next up, we got Net Felix. I almost skipped you by accident. Super Soaker. I did make an intro or outro. This kind of sounds gross. I'm going to skip it. This part's sick. I don't know the color bass. Okay, I don't know how I feel about the color bass. On one hand, I do really like the way it sounds. It almost sounds, I don't know how to make that sound. I don't even really know. It sounds to me like it's made with Reactor or something. Like it sounds like an additive synth or some sort of, yeah, it sounds like an additive synth, Harmer or Reactor or something. But I think you're relying on that sound too much. And maybe that's a genre thing. Maybe that's, you know, like me saying like, oh, you know, commenting on a dubstep track and being like, wow, resampling. Okay, that's cool. Vocodex on a bass. All right, that's cool. Well, I don't know how to do it. And sounds like a free convolver. All right, I'm learning so much. Anyway, to me, it's a cool sound, but I feel like you're overusing it. Check. Like there's a really sick beat under this, but all I can hear is like chomp 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 chomp, you know? Check. That sounds like I just okay, this part right here, I have a perfect example of what this sounds like. That sounds like me putting a $5 bill in a VLT machine and then like betting all $5 and then winning 25 cents. Oh God. Anyway. All right, so that's my main concern right now. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff happening, but it's almost like all I can concentrate on is that sound. It's almost like, I don't know, I hope this isn't offensive. I don't mean to be offensive. And if you say I don't mean it to be offensive, you can't be offended. That's a rule. To me, the beat is like this beautiful woman, but she has like a piece of food on her cheek, and I can't stop staring at the food on her cheek. You've got a really cool beat, really good like sounding drums and the mix and everything, but then this color-based thing is just like, it's just like I want her to, like wipe it off, because it just, to me, it's stealing all of the attention from what could otherwise be a very cool beat. See, this is better because you did use the chum chum chums, but you didn't use them the entire time. You used them in a bigger phrase with other sounds. I think that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, create an interesting sounding phrase, but not just out of the same chum chum chum. Use that as part of the phrase. It's almost like it's, you're using a vocabulary and you're relying on the word chum 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 too much. You need to mix in some wubs and some wows, and some blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, so right here. That da 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 da. That is the most melodic part of the whole track. And that almost sounds like the theme of the track, but we've listened for 3 minutes. Morgan, my neck hurts after every stream, but it's a sacrifice I make for all of these wonderful people. I mean, you can rub it later if you want. It might make it feel better. And that was going to be my other note about this track, is that like there's no theme. It's almost like the theme is color base. The theme is chum. But that's cool. I like that melody that comes in. Why not elaborate on that and maybe build an intro out of it or something? Got a massage fun. But Super Soaker go chum chum. You sound so sad. Listen, dude, like it's a really cool beat. There's so much cool shit happening. I just think you need to use the chum less, and you need to mix in a bit more variety and inject some theme, inject a melody, right? I know at least 15 people that got a massage gun for Christmas, and I only know like 20 people in real life. Yeah, I saw a lot of those. Okay, let's see what this is all about. See, like there's some cool shit here. I think what this is a lot of really cool ideas, and now you need to turn it into a song. And definitely hit up Matt for beta if you have questions, because he's really good at making these sorts of tracks. Okay, I hope that my thoughts added some value to your life. And also, I'd like to comment on those massage guns. They're crazy. Like the one that my dad got for Christmas, and it was just funny because Morgan's dad got one too, I think, for Christmas. They almost should be like registered as a firearm. Like they're serious. You could do some serious damage with them. I tried to use it on like my leg or something, and it was too much. He got 2 different ones. Right. So Morgan's dad got 2 different massage guns. And that's all I have to say about that. Let's move on. We got Multifox Synth Punk. All right, let's have a listen. Okay, so my thoughts so far. Wow, reverb. I don't hate it though, but I am conflicted because normally it sounds like you have reverb on like the entire drum bus. Maybe it is just the hats, but it's quite aggressive reverb. It's very intense. But now something sounds out of tune. There's something that's like... It doesn't sound like it's playing the wrong note. I feel like I'm in a weird Euro club and people are staring at me. Yeah, I feel like we're in the same club, Matt. Yeah, there's something like out of tune. I don't know, look into it. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the weird Euro vibes. Like the clubs where the old dudes wear like the leather hats, whatever that's called. It's cool though. Like it's pounding for sure. Also, Multifox, I shipped your book off, which is a good time for me to plug this. If you want to buy one of these fucking weird-ass cursed things, there will be a link. How can I do this? Raham, can you paste a link? FWLRmusic.com/merch. And you can buy these. I only made 50 of them. And I'll show you a real quick example of what they are. Sorry, Multifox, for interrupting. I just need to do my advertisement. Here we go. Okay, so I took 20, well, Atticus and I took 20 photos from the Cursed Fowler. Here we go. And we paired them with quotes. We paired them with quotes from the One Word Story and created a Cursed Fowler art book. It's 6 inches by 6 inches. This is serial number 2 out of 50. And it's okay. I sign them all, so I have to open them anyway. So I sign them, I customize, I doodle and draw some stuff and write messages and shit. So anyway, go to FWLRmusic.com/merch. I think I've got about 35 of them left. I just started selling them yesterday. So, first ever ad. All right. Anyway, thanks Multifox for buying one. I shipped yours today. Moving on. This is like, it's giving me some like Devo vibes or like some 80s. Okay, so my real concern is what the fuck is out of tune here. I think what happened, and this is just a theory, I think you were fucking with the pitch bend and something didn't get reset back to 0. I don't know which DAW you use, but if you use FL and you're drawing the pitch bend in, maybe it didn't get all the way back to 0 or something. Something just sounds wildly out of tune. And then besides that, the track, it's almost like it reminds me of like maybe like a video game soundtrack or something, because it doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of melody to it. It's more a beat and a bass line and stuff. So it doesn't really have like that hook or that melody to it, which is maybe okay. I'm not sure what you're planning on doing with this sort of thing. In terms of mix, I'm a little iffy on the reverb, but I'm kind of infamously opposed to using reverb at all times. I mean, that kick, the kick and snare are hitting real hard. I really like the that like arpeggio thing. That's really cool. It should maybe be more present and maybe be a more main reverb on the sub bass is a game changer. Oh, we're back into the European Daddy Club. I would watch your cymbals too. They get a little loud at times. They get a little whoa on the ears, you know? But yeah, I would investigate the out of tuneness. I do also feel like there's basses that are moving around independently of each other, so you might want to take a little inventory of your MIDI notes and make sure that they're all working properly together. It's a low pad that's out of tune. Yeah, there's something. There, like, if I were you, Multifox, I would mute the drums and just listen to all of the melodic stuff and make sure that they're all playing nice and sounding good together, and then introduce the rest of the track, because it sounds like there's something off there. But anyway, thanks for sending. It was very cool and European sounding. Thank you. Which I now know you are from the European side of the world, so it makes sense. All right. MJ, don't go. Okay, before we move on, Multifox, he says, I have to get better at the loudness in my music. Honestly, the track sounded loud to me. I didn't have an issue with it not being loud enough. I think it was loud enough. I don't think that was the issue. That's just my opinion, though. It sounded pretty bumping to me. Make sure that I don't have any sort of anything on. No, okay, good. All right, let's move on. You don't have to be exact with me. I know your exact address, man. I mean, you're definitely winning the award for the coolest looking Spectrum. That's for sure. Check this out. All right, to me, we've got this droning sub and we've got this like high-passed vocal thing. And we don't have a whole lot of stuff in between. Let's see if the Spectrum agrees. I'm not sure that that vocal is necessarily in the same key as the note that you're playing. Let's see what note you're playing. Okay, you're playing F sharp. Is it? I think it's playing an F. I don't know. This is challenging to me. I think the vocal thing is playing an F. It's really hard. It's really hard for me to listen to the vocal with the piano because the piano is playing the right note. So I think what you need to do is take your vocal thing that's doing the choppy and tune it up one semitone. I think C major. That's what the vocal is in. Are you sure? The V. C major. The vocal. Okay, if I maybe it's in the key of C major and it's just hitting the F because the F V major. The F is in the C major scale. So I still think if you took that vocal and you tuned it up one semitone, all of a sudden musically the track is going to make a lot more sense. And you can probably bring the the high pass on the vocal down a bit more. And it wouldn't. Okay, why am I still laughing? Like you're just typing letters and saying minor afterwards. The keys, but the keys are in the C minor. H minor. H minor is German, isn't it? I messed up. Okay, as long as you know, I read letter and then major or minor and I laugh. I don't know why. I can't stop. As long as you know that there's something wrong and you go and fix it, then that's the important thing. So we'll move on from there. Like, I'm pretty sure I need to stop reading the chat for a second. I'm pretty sure that's really the biggest problem here is just that vocal just seems to be doing its own thing. There's also some notes happening here that don't quite fit in the scale. Hitting A minor. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out music. Okay, it sounds like it's playing an F minor 7. Right? Then that be-doo-doo. I'm not sure. I think what you need to do is go through all of the MIDI and all of the chords, and if there are samples, say you grabbed like a vocal loop and it says it's in C major, whatever. Just throw away whatever it says, because half the time those fucking things are wrong, depending on where you get them. But even if they are right, it's not telling you what each note is. It's just telling you what key it's in. So get a keyboard and noodle around. Nick noodling the wrong key, the song playing the wrong key, my mind playing the wrong key. Yeah. So sorry, I fucking lost my train of thought. Thanks, Raham. What you need to do is like play like the vocal and figure out exactly what notes it's singing. So maybe the whatever it's doing, figure out those notes. Make sure that all of the notes fit into the key that the song is in, right? And then the same thing with these, that arpeggio rundown thing. It sounds cool, but every once in a while it hits a sour note that doesn't really fit in the key. So that, to me, that's the biggest thing you got to work on right now. Your sub is also very loud and drony. Not really sure what to suggest for that. Just turn it down. Maybe it just needs to be turned down a little bit. But yeah, I think before you do anything mix-wise, anything like that, make sure that all of the musical elements are agreeing with each other. They're all shaking hands, and none of them are facing the wrong direction. That, I think, after you go and do some inventory and a little tidy up on the musical things, everything is going to sound like a billion times better. But it's a cool vibe, and I think you should keep going with it, so thank you for sending. All right, we're getting down there. We got Kotor B5. This song is in E. Hey! Now, there's no guessing. And let's see, let's get rid of this 0.5 shit. Let's just go like this. And what key, what tempo is it in? Okay, right off the bat, I like what's happening, but it's very quiet. We just got 14 dB of gain for nothing. Let's keep going. All right, this is very cool. It's Chad me up. The drums are very much too loud. Especially compared to everything else. So that's too compressed in the master, but what I'm trying to demonstrate is what it sounds like when the drums are brought down. It's mostly, I think, the snare. I don't even know if that snare is the right snare for this, to be honest. Okay, so I think a lot of the bass wubs that you're doing as accents, they feel a little bit too much like a novelty to me, or like a gimmick. Like they're just a little too, especially that one because it's so piercing in the top end, like a high frequency compared to everything else in the track. It kind of sticks out on its own as like, hey, check out this thing, you know? See what I mean? Like you can actually see it in the spectrum. Watch the spectrum when that happens. So you can see that little chunk of it going by, or going this way, going that way. Yeah, to me, I would see what it sounds like without the whatever the thing in the background is. Okay, so I like that. That's cool, but maybe lose it for the drop. Especially there, because you walk up 3 semitones, but the guitar is still playing the same thing, right? I will play it. I will play the whole thing. Don't worry. But yeah, that top, I don't think it's doing anything good for the track. I would maybe just get rid of it altogether. Focus for the drop. I think maybe focus on the wubby bass. That little like distorted sine kind of synth thing. Try to build it out of that. I just think when the guitar is kind of sticking at the and the rest of the track is moving up and going like doing like it's probably doing 0, 3, and 5 and back to 0. Yeah, I would do that. Okay, let's check out the ending.
Fine.
Yeah, okay. So I like the stuff that's in the track. Like I like the elements, but I don't think that they are put together in the right way. I think that's what I have to say about that. Also E.
Fine.
Besides that, I would maybe spend some time learning how to master a bit, you know, like I said, back here, it was too loud when I got to the guitar part, because that really like stuck out to me. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks for sending, dude. It's very cool, very Chad. I am continuing to be chatted up, and I can't wait to be a Chad even more. All right, we got the last one. Jacob, Mr. Hyreth Inc., and we are going to listen to it now.
Talk to me.
Sorry, one sec. Amps Neuros. You can send anything, as long as it doesn't have the N-word in it. Moving on. Here we go, Jacob.
Talk to me when you're lost. I know the feeling. Come with me and fade to dust. That's all we are. Hit the ground and find your God. That's what they told me anyway. Just breathe, it's over soon. Come with me and fade to dust. That's all we are anyway. Hit the ground, find your God. That's what they told me anyway. Just breathe, it's over soon.
Okay. Well, that was pretty much exactly what I expected. It was really strong. This is a really good song. Yeah, it's really good. I don't know that I have any real thoughts. I feel proud of you. I've known you for quite a few years, and I feel like this is the best thing that I've heard you make. Every time I hear something from you, I feel like it's the best thing that I've heard you make. But this one, the mix, the master, like all the other tracks that you've sent have been very creative, almost like creative, but at what cost? You know, like really pushing things aggressive and it being very almost like hard to listen to, but like good, you know? Like it's very strong, but it's very distorted and really this is like somehow really loud and really distorted, but I feel like I could listen to it as loud as I wanted to and it wouldn't hurt my ears. Yeah, like you've somehow struck a balance that I didn't even really know was possible with this style. Like even this sound right here, it's like, oh, it's so close to being too loud, but it's not too loud. You know, it's like 99.9% almost there, but not too loud. If I had to criticize something, I would say maybe these drop sections could be longer. Like we have, if you look at this visually, and you think about it like, hey, we're investing in anticipation. Like as a listener, as we're listening to this, we are investing in the anticipation for what's to come, right? And you have invested 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then you get, for that investment, you get a really strong drop, but you get a, however long, 142, you get like 20 seconds. So, and I'm not saying that, hey, if you invest 1 minute worth of intro and build up, you need to give me 1.5 minutes of drop. Like I'm not trying to say that. But what I am saying is that this track feels mostly like anticipation building. And once it pays off, it does pay off, but then you kind of pull it out from under us. But like the breakdown sections are really great, and I especially love the pattern that is being created on the wave candy on the Spectrum. And I like the bit crush. I like the lo-fi. I'm wondering if no, keep it. It's good. It's stylish. It's cool. I like it. Yeah, that's my only real concern is, like I said, the arrangement. Even I wasn't when I listened to it, I wasn't really upset that this dropped back out. Or maybe I was. Maybe I was a little upset. Maybe I wanted it. Maybe there could be like a B part to the drop, which isn't quite as in your face, and maybe it leverages some of that vocal a little bit, but it's more of like a trappy style beat after that, like in your face, you know? But at the very least, I think you could double this up and do some sort of variance and then do outro. Like, to me, this looks like visually I guess you can't really see the whole thing because of the wave candy. But to me, this looks like a better arrangement, especially like the doubling up of the last chorus, because you've built so much anticipation and emotion in the listener, and then it really pays off when you hit these drop sections. So don't be afraid to like ride along the drop a little bit longer. I think that's my only real thing. Anyway, the TLDR of it is that this sounds really good, and I'm proud of you and good job. Okay, that is it for this week. Here I am in all of my glory. If you want to take part in next week's stream, please go over to my Discord server. It is discord.gg/Fowler Music, FWLR Music. Thanks everybody for sending their stuff in. It's always a good time to hang out with you and nerd out and listen to some music. I hope you have a great weekend. I know I will. So, GG. I love you.